Hello, everyone, and thank you all for joining us today. We have a lot of attendees from a variety of top brands, which is really exciting. So, welcome. My name is Kelly, and I am the Social Media Marketing Manager here at ZippyApp. Some of you already may be familiar with me from your organization setups, so it's nice that you're joining us today. I'm here with our founder and CEO, Kamyar Farron, who will be discussing recruitment as a marketing strategy, specifically for the hourly job market. I am sure you are all aware that we are in one of the tightest labor markets we have seen in decades. A shortage of workers and new ways of consumer spending are forcing you and other hourly employers to change up your hiring strategies. Because of this, it is important for you to develop an hourly recruitment marketing strategy to attract and engage candidates. As a business owner, you know that you must market your products and services in order to attract and retain your customers. But what about your brand culture, and more specifically, your recruitment and hiring strategy? How do you market these ideas? That is what we will be discussing today. Some of the topics we will cover are what works and what is needed in the current market to staff your business, trends and insights on current job search methods, and tips and tricks on how to attract and engage the millennial demographic that is making up the current workforce. This is an interactive session, so if you have questions as we go over certain topics, please navigate to the bottom window of your control panel and ask them as they come. We will hold a Q&A at the end of the session. So I will let Kamyar take the reins and get us started, and thanks again for joining us.
Thank you very much, Kelly. I appreciate it. Appreciate the introduction and the attendees. I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule and attending this webinar. I'm certain that it will be worth your while. As Kelly mentioned, if you have any questions, please write them down, and we will get to the questions at the end of the seminar. As Kelly mentioned, really, recruitment is marketing. And today, we are in one of the tightest labor markets that we have seen in decades. So the strategies that we used in the past are really not working. We need to take a fresh look. And the majority of people that we are looking for in the food service segment are the millennials. So their behavior is very different than previous generations, and the way we recruit is different from how we recruited in the past. So we need to adopt new strategies and new methods of recruiting, and marketing is really the key factor in that. So let's get started. We covered the topics of the workforce, their job search methods, and how to recruit them. And at the end, I will briefly mention what ZippyApp is about and how we address these issues. So let's look at the workforce a little bit. There are 75 million hourly workers in the United States, 59% of all wage earners. This is a huge number. By far, it is the largest segment of the market, and it comprises of a lot of things. It comprises of food service, construction, anybody that gets paid hourly. And these numbers are actually can be misleading because they're not all in one segment, and they go from segment to segment. However, the thing that is very important to know about this segment is that this segment has very high turnover generally in majority of the verticals that the workers are in. The turnover ranges anywhere between 50 to 300%. 300% is not uncommon in the food service segment these days. So that means your entire staff gets renewed 3 times a year. That is a staggering number. And generally, the application process is pretty difficult, and most of these jobs are application based. Majority of these workers don't have resumes, and they're application based, and we make it difficult for these people to engage and apply. The tools of the trade for getting the jobs or creating the awareness and getting the jobs in front of these people is generally classified ads, which in large part includes job boards. They're classified ads basically, and they're noisy, expensive, and tend to be very ineffective. A lot of times you place ads on Craigslist, Monster, this place and that place. It becomes very expensive, and you get a lot of unsolicited response. You get people that want to sell you things. And then finally, it is the age where everything takes place on a mobile device. Today, there are many studies that suggest that over 90% of job seekers use a mobile device one way or another in their job search process. So it is really turning into the largest device of choice when it comes to job search. Looking at the minimum or near minimum wage workers, how they are, this is a research that was done by Pew, and it is indicating that out of the workers that we mentioned, 3.7 million of them are actually in restaurant and food service. And these numbers, again, I would take them with a grain of salt because these numbers change very rapidly. People go in and out because of the transportability of the skills. Somebody who is in the grocery store can easily move to a food service and vice versa. Department stores the same way. So a lot of times people move from these. So these numbers are not necessarily cast on concrete, but it just gives you a general idea of what these numbers are. It's not that they're different by an order of magnitude. They're different by a few percentage points. Anyways, so you see, there are a lot of people that are working in food service, and where are they? What are their roles? Their roles are cashier, retail store cooks, waiters, and waitresses. So you see, we are really in this segment, and because most of the people are getting paid minimum or near minimum wage, this is the target audience that we have. And what is their expectation? The expectation is because the age demographic and what they are used to in their life, they expect things to be on their mobile device. Because if you notice the marketing practices that you use, that's what people get accustomed to. So if your menu is on a mobile device, the rest of the community is expecting the job search to be on a mobile device also. The reason you have a mobile loyalty program is because people are on their mobile devices. Similarly, job seekers are on their mobile devices. So you really need to look at the mobile device strategy. And then people are on social media, and that's where they look for things that are happening. So you need to have a presence on social media. Your recruitment marketing needs to include social media. And we all very well know that the hourly job market is a local one, and people don't travel very long distances. So anything that you do has to be with local candidates in mind. So this is the expectation, that my job search is mobile. I can engage with it through social, and it is local. So that's the expectation. And if you look at now what they need, is they need easy apply. They need to be able to apply easily on any device, and they need to be able to express their interest in candidacy right away. So if you make the application process difficult, you're going to basically lose applicants. So ease of engagement, ease of applying is of utmost importance, and that's what they need. They need lots of jobs. They need options, and today there are lots of jobs, and some of them are not easy to apply for, but there are lots of jobs. Anywhere that you look at, we are hiring signs, and everybody is looking for workers. So there are lots of jobs, and then the final thing that they're looking for is response. Imagine you actually, when you apply for a particular brand and you don't hear from them, it's a negative thing. So they are expecting that at least tell me something, tell me you're not interested, say something, a thank you note that you received my application. And a lot of times we don't even do that. We as employers don't even do that, and that's not good. That affects our brand. So it's very important that we keep that in mind, and anything we do, we keep in mind that we at least need to provide a response that, hey, thank you very much for applying, we got your message, we'll be in touch with you. So please give some kind of a response at least. Okay, now let's look at their job search method. How do these people look for jobs? This is a research that was done by Indeed Labs, and the three colors are the millennials, the Gen X's, Generation X, and the blue is baby boomer. As you can see, the three-quarters of the millennials are using a mobile device to look for a job, and this is again a solid number. That the 90% number that I mentioned earlier is they use it one way or another in their job search. This is saying that three-quarters of people actually search through their mobile device, and 26% use their desktop, and similarly Gen X's use 71% of them use their mobile device, and as you see, baby boomers is about 50-50. So this is really supporting everything that we've been saying about mobile, that things need to be mobile. And when we talk about mobile, we don't say that just being able to bring something up on a mobile device. It really needs to be for a mobile device, and not a standard browser, with micro fonts that appear in a mobile browser screen. It has to be optimized for the mobile device. So this is really important to keep in mind. Next thing you need to know is their job search process. Uh, Today's job seekers don't just simply look at an ad and apply right away. They look at up to 15 resources to search for a job, and research the potential employers. These are your own website, social media sites, and employer review sites such as Glassdoor. They go to Yelp. So the millennial generation is very comfortable with computers and mobile devices and searching the internet. So they will search and they will exhaustively look at whatever is available about you before they apply. So as you see, it becomes a much more important marketing practice than it used to be. So think about it from a comprehensive uh, viewpoint, that all your marketing channels for recruitments communicate the same message and provide the same type of engagement. So you don't apply one way through one channel and another way through another channel. It not only confuses applicants, it makes work difficult for you. This is another part of the report that came out of Indeed Labs, and this is showing time and day of the week when applicants apply. Again, the same three colors. The darker orange are the millennials, lighter orange are the Gen X's, and blue are the baby boomers. This is showing when they do the job search, actually. As you see from here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday it starts going down, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then it is the hours of the day. As you see, Friday night it goes down quite a bit, and then if you look at, for example, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you will see that later at night, where baby boomers are sleeping, Gen X's and millennials are still up and looking for a job. So this gives you a figure, or some data on when to post your jobs, when to really get your word out, new word out about a job. If you take an ad, say Friday, the exposure is going to be very limited because it's going to be showing up Saturday and Sunday. And but by the time Monday job seekers come, your job is already a few days old, and it's on the second or third page of the place that you placed an ad for, and it is not going to be as effective as you want it to be. So the best time to actually start having an ad is Monday evening, believe it or not, because then you have Tuesday and Wednesday, your ad is only 1 or 2 days old. So it's something very important to keep in mind. Now let's look at how we actually recruit the millennials. Okay. Again, recruitment is marketing. Just as I mentioned earlier, uh, if you think about how you want to bring people into your restaurant or your store, you want to use the same methods to actually attract. Because oftentimes, if you look at it, your best customers are the best workers that you can have. It really depends. I mean, that statement, shouldn't be taken literally, but a lot of times people who walk into your door can be very good employees for you because they apparently like your brand and they'd be happy to work for you. So it's very important to keep the same thought process in mind, the same kind of tactics that you use for bringing customers into the door is should be incorporated into your recruitment strategy. So always be thinking about marketing in your recruitment process. Okay, and attracting them, you really need a comprehensive strategy with wide coverage and ease of engagement. As I mentioned, it is very important to have the coverage where people are, because there is no single place for the hourly workers to look for a job. They use many different channels. They go to Craigslist, they go to Indeed, they go to Monster, they go to Glassdoor, they go to your website. They search the web. They do many things. It's not like the professional market that they would say, all right, if I am looking for a job, I go to LinkedIn, and there are a lot of places. And your actually career counselor says, oh, you got to have a LinkedIn presence. The hourly job market is very different. Nobody teaches you where to go. It's all grassroots and word of mouth. So it is very important to have wide coverage. There are de facto standards. I mean, like, we all know that, okay, you can take an ad on Craigslist, and workers know that if they're looking for a job, they can go to Craigslist. But Craigslist can be a very noisy and bad place for advertising, and it can get pretty expensive. So it is very important to have comprehensive strategy. You need to be on all channels. Some people go to Indeed, some people go to Monster, some people go to Simply Hired. They go to different places, and if you put all your focus on Monster, you will not get the attention that you want. If you put all your efforts on Indeed, you will not get the attention. You will be missing out on a lot of applicants. So it is very important to have a comprehensive strategy. You need to have your own website serve as a very important central point. And then all of these channels, you make it easy for them to engage and apply. If you make it difficult, if you have to do a lot of clicks to get to the job that I'm interested in, guess what? You're going to lose the best applicants, actually. So it is very important to have very wide coverage and ease of engagement. Again, I cannot say enough about ease of engagement, because every little click that you have in the apply process will have a negative impact on the candidate flow that you get. This is something that I always encourage the our customers to do, is to go through their own apply process. See what it takes to actually apply for a job for one of your establishments. How many clicks are you supposed to do in order to get to the end game, which is finally clicking on the button that says submit my application. And how many places exist to actually say, the hell with this, I'm not doing this anymore. So go through your own application process and put yourself in the shoes of a 20 something that has many choices today. They can just walk down the street and see if it is a process that you, as a 20-year-old who's applying for a job that is going to pay 12, 13 bucks an hour, are you going to go through that process? So put yourself in that shoes. It's very important. Okay. um, as I mentioned, every unnecessary step or click reduces engagement. We really want to get, to know the candidate. So we do a lot of things. So we think that if we make the application process difficult, it is going to make our lives easier. But it is working exactly the opposite. You need to make sure that it is the simplest and most frictionless process that is available. As I mentioned, every single click counts. And every single click that the applicant has to make a decision is an opportunity for them to say, do I really want to click on this, or the hell with this, I'm just going to drop off. So because there is a click, there is a decision that has to be made. You want to minimize the decisions, you want to minimize the choices, and you want to make it as streamlined as possible. Okay. And this is a very interesting topic, because many times you have your HR organization that tells you what you need to be doing. And really, HR and compliance are for after you hire somebody. HR and compliance do not go together with recruitment marketing. So it is something that I highly, highly encourage you to keep in mind, that if you want to make sure that all your T's are crossed and all your I's are dotted and the applicants know what they're getting into, believe me, most of them know. Most of them know that working at a restaurant is hard work. It requires you to be on your feet for 8-9 hours a day for your entire shift. You need to be lifting heavy stuff. So you really, really don't need to say that you need to be able to lift 50 pounds, and work on your feet for 8-9 hours. Everybody knows that, and it only says, do I want to work here or not? And I often say that, a lot of job descriptions these days sound like a prison sentence, rather than encouraging applicants to come and work for you. So when you are looking at your recruitment process, work with your HR people and try to pull as much HR stuff as you can out of the recruitment process. And just think about it this way: when you want to recruit an executive chef, when you want to recruit a general manager that you personally are engaged with, you don't tell them what they need to be doing. If you see a good candidate, you say how wonderful your business is, and what's the career path, and so on. So why shouldn't you apply that to your hourly workers? So you start off with the positive things rather than the negative things. So you think of your job description as the first positive impression that you can make on a candidate, and make that as positive and worthy as you can make it. And make sure that your HR is comfortable, but push all of the HR and compliance stuff to after you've hired the person, or after you've at least identified somebody as you want to hire them. Okay. Topic of assessments. Assessments have been very interesting. People think that by actually having an assessment, you increase the quality of applicants and you're going to reduce your turnover. There's absolutely no data to support that. And the assessments that you can actually, the basic assessments that you can actually afford to put in the application process are so rudimentary that anybody with a half wit can actually work their way through it. The questions that, are you an honest person? No, I'm not an honest person. You expect somebody to say, no, I'm not an honest person. It's very easy to understand what the expected answer to those questions are. So why bother? It's actually something that is going to impact the application process time. Imagine having to go through a 1 hour application process for a $10 an hour job. How many of you are willing to do that for a job that you, after an hour of going through it, I don't even hear about it. So I'm super excited now to apply for this job. So don't do that. It's and validated assessments that are really time consuming, and they are done by real psychologists, and they understand the workforce, and they're really personality assessments. They are really cost prohibitive for this segment. You don't want to be spending $50 to $100 per applicant to actually put them through a 1 or 2 hour assessment to understand what are the weak strengths and weaknesses are. That's for after hire, where you really want to reduce your turnover. So don't throw assessment and give yourself this false sense of security that, oh my god, now we have an assessment and we are going to get better applicants. Actually, there is anecdotal evidence to support that the best applicants are the ones that fall off, and the applicants that actually complete these assessments and these long application processes are not the ones that are the best applicants. Again, meet their expectations, seamlessly and smoothly be on a mobile device, be on social channels, and make sure whatever you do sort of talks to the local applicants. You are talking to a local audience, so whatever strategy you use, make sure it is a very big local presence and local component to it. Okay? Now that you've hired people, it's very important to keep them. This is no webinar on recruitment is complete without having at least something to say about how to keep them. So keeping the millennials is providing work with clear path to meet career and and long-term goals. So it is very important to communicate with them. Give workers more varied job responsibilities. If you put a millennial on something that they have to do day in and day out, hour after hours, they get bored and you would lose them. It is very important to train them on all aspects of your business and listen to them. Allowing them to create work, to approach work in a creative fashion. Seek their advice. We don't have all of the answers, and as you ask your employees for inputs, not only they engage, they become better employees. If you think that a host, you should never ask a host what they think about their job. Guess what? They're the ones that are in front of the customers every day. So encourage them to do that. Fostering a work environment where millennials can have fun. It's very important. I mean, that's not only to millennials, that's for everybody. So it is very important to keep that in mind, that having fun, making a fun atmosphere is important for them. Offering a lot of feedback on job performance. You need to be thinking about it. Hey, how can I improve this person? How can I give them encouraging feedback? And you don't give negative feedback without ever giving a positive feedback, so that the moment you sit down with somebody to give them a feedback is, oh my god, here comes another negative feedback. Negative feedbacks need to be wrapped in a lot of positive and supportive encouragement, so that they actually would resonate and will be received. and encouraging workers to share socially, because you're attracting similar type of workers and they have friends on social channels. So encourage them to share their experience, and they will only do that if you have actually done the above items better. Practicing sustainable sourcing and embracing social causes, these are things that there is a social change that is happening all around us. And the younger generation is really involved in this. This is a very hot button for them, and this is what they care about. So, you embracing that, you caring about it, only strengthens your bond and your relationship. So, be aware. I mean, I'm not just saying, don't pay lip service to something. It is good for your own business. I mean, if you look at Panera Bread, they announced that they are going to cut all hormones and artificial, preservatives out of their food. Why? Because that's what the audience is looking for. That's what their customers are looking for, and that's what the workers enjoy also, that they are working for a company that cares about the environment, cares about the health of their customers. So I highly encourage you to actually think about it, and it'll make work a better place for everybody. Okay, so that's about all of the things that I wanted to say about how to recruit millennials and what the job market is looking like. Really quickly on what ZippyApp is and how it addresses these challenges. It is really the most efficient, cost-effective recruiting solution that is in the market today, and it really does three things. And it does it seamlessly across any device. Contrary to the name, ZippyApp is it's not an app, and the app part of the name stands for applying. We believe that actually having an app is a negative thing in the apply process, because that is a big friction step that job seekers have to download an app, and apps get outdated very quickly. So as you run apps on your own mobile device, you see how often they keep telling you to update these apps. So if a job seeker is engaging with the app every couple of months, that means they have to they have to download that app again every couple of months, and they don't do that. So it should be no app. So the three things that we do is we provide the widest job distribution network possible. And we distribute the jobs to Monster, Simply Hired, Indeed, Glassdoor, so on. And this is not the comprehensive list. We distribute to more job boards than this. And that list grows every day because, as I mentioned earlier, you need to have very wide coverage. And the challenge about all of these job boards is that each one of them has their own search engine. So Monster has its own search engine that behaves differently than Indeed search engine, than Simply Hired, than Glassdoor. All of them have different search engines. So it's very important to understand the idiosyncrasies and the nuances of each one of these search engines, and make sure that anything that happens is done so that your jobs are optimized for that particular search engines. And that's something that actually our technology does. Everything that gets posted on ZippyApp gets natively optimized for the search engines of all of these job boards. Second thing that we do is we make it simple for job seekers to engage and apply. So job seekers fill out one employment application on ZippyApp, and they can apply. They can use any device. And to make it absolutely super simple, we basically provide every one of your locations with a window decal and a QR code that you simply scan the QR code, land on the mobile version of the recruiting page for that location, and they submit their employment application. So it literally takes less than 5 clicks to apply for a job, if you have a profile. And if you don't have a profile, it takes about 10 minutes to fill out an employment application, a complete employment application on a mobile device at the location, and apply for a job. And the final thing that we do is we have an applicant management solution. And most of the cases, there are no recruiters. The mistake that a lot of organizations make is that they use large applicant tracking systems that they are brought from the corporate world, and they are giving those to their restaurant general managers to use in the absence of a recruiter. Those systems are generally designed to be used by recruiters who spend day in and day out interacting with those. They're not designed for a busy general manager that recruitment and applicant review is one of the things that they hate to do, and they need to do it really quickly. So we have developed a very simple yet effective applicant management system that is specifically meeting the needs of a very busy restaurant manager that is recruiting hourly workers. So the way it works is every location gets its own recruiting page, as the one that you see here on the right hand side, and every location gets its own window decal and a unique QR code that takes the people to that page. So this is all about the local. So if you send the person to your XYZ/careers, and they have to sift through 100 locations to the one location that they want to apply to at the corner of 5th and Main Street, guess what? Guess how many clicks they had to go through to actually get that, versus having just one QR code that you scan and actually land on a mobile friendly page that lets you see what is available at this location. I don't care if I am in Dallas, Texas. I don't care if you have a restaurant in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm here. I want to apply here. So don't let me go through that. Enter my zip code. Pick amongst 15 different locations. I'm here. I want to apply. So a comprehensive recruitment strategy makes sure you cover all bases, making sure that people can apply at the location, at your website, on any job board, so every angle is covered. As I mentioned, they can fill out their application on any device seamlessly across laptop, desktop, or mobile. They can easily do that. And then again, we don't leave the hiring managers behind. The system works seamlessly across all devices for reviewing applicants. You can disposition the applicants, and here actually this meets all your compliance requirements in terms of managing the applicants, preserving a history of what the applicant went through, and so on. And you can do all of this on your mobile device. You can contact the applicant directly from the applicant management page, and you can just click on the phone number and dial and get in touch with the applicant. It is all about speed. It is all about ease of managing the applicants. And today, actually, if you don't get back to an applicant within 24 hours, very likely they're gone. In most markets across the country today, it is very important that you actually get to the applicant right away. And the sooner that you get to them, the better chance you have of hiring the best applicants. Because if you wait till tomorrow, somebody else has gotten in touch with them. There are many, many desperate restaurants today, so people are applying for multiple places. So as soon as you get a notification, you need to be in touch with the applicants within hours that, hey, come on in for an interview. And as I mentioned, complete recruitment strategy. Your website needs to be mobile enabled, and all your recruitment processes need to be available on mobile channels. And whatever way me as an applicant want to engage with you, you need to support me. If I go to your website, you need to have it. If I do that on a mobile device, you need to allow me to do that. So you need to think about it, and it needs to be comprehensive. Then again, it is very important to make it easy for them to engage if you're opening a new place. So many people put signs up that we are hiring, and with very little information as to how to apply. With ZippyApp, with the QR code, you can actually place that QR code on the sign and have people excuse me, have people scan and apply. So this is 24/7 recruiting. The bottom of the screen shows what we call recruiting cards. They are business card size cards that you can have at the counter or at the host station, that anybody asking for how can I apply, you can hand them that, and they can either visit the URL or scan that QR code and apply for the job. Okay. In closing, keep in mind, recruitment is marketing. Every unnecessary step reduces engagement. Uh, Job descriptions are to encourage engagement. They're just suggestions that what to expect. So really put your best foot in the job description. Differentiate recruiting and HR functions. They are two separate practices, two distinct practices. So it's very important to really make sure that you have the best recruitment strategy, and your HR process is to meet your HR needs. And finally, the only way to reduce turnover is to treat workers right. I mean, there is nothing that works better than that. So treat them right and they stay. That's it. We'll open it up now. We have some questions. Uh, we have a question. It says, will applicants be able to see jobs available at the competitors? On ZippyApp, it's an open market, so they are able to see jobs that they can apply with other for other places as well. And it's an open market, so they can just as they will see your jobs, if they come through anything else, they will be able to see your jobs as well. So it works really both ways, and it's been extremely effective in bringing very good quality applicants. Um, one question is, who is using the best practices in recruitment marketing? And there are many brands that are doing a good job, and many that are not. So I really can't say what brands are doing the best. You see that there are brands that spend an enormous amount of money on recruitment, and yet their application process is very cumbersome. One brand that comes to mind actually is Chipotle. Chipotle spends an enormous amount of money on recruitment and recruitment marketing and advertising, but their application process is fairly cumbersome. I can't say who is doing necessarily the best job. But if I wanted to do a shameless plug, I would say anybody who's using ZippyApp. Any other questions? Uh, what if they have a direct link to my page? If they have a direct link to your page, I'm assuming to either your homepage or your ZippyApp page. If you have a direct link, then they can simply click on that and apply. If you are asking about a direct link to your uh, web presence, then you need to make sure that the career page is prominently visible. You don't want to put it, in a smaller font at the very bottom. You want it to be prominently visible, that they can click on it. And the best practice in that area is to have a career tab, and when they click on it, you use that page as a very good marketing page, that when you click on the employment tab, you see that how wonderful it is to work there. You see some exciting images. You can have a video there and describe your vision about employment and so on, and then prominently display how you can search for a job and apply. And the customers that are using ZippyApp, we provide them with a link that they click, and they will land on their complete recruitment page for all their locations, and job seekers can find the jobs that are available at the locations and apply. The question is, can you link to our ATS? The answer is yes, and it varies from ATS to ATS, and it takes two to tango. So they need to have an API, so that we can actually send them the data, so that they can use it. We have integrated with a number of ATSs, and those are on a case by case basis. So the answer is yes, we integrate with ATSs, we integrate with payroll systems, so that when you click on a tag for hiring somebody, we can automatically send that information to your payroll provider. There is a question that says, how much is ZippyApp? Our pricing is actually on our website. You can look at that, but it is one of the most cost-effective solutions in the market. It is $359 per year per location for having 5 jobs posted. So that's less than $30 a month. Okay. So thank you very much for your questions. Thank you very much for your participation. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to drop us a line. My contact information is here on the screen, and I welcome your feedback. Thank you very much.